Welcome to ABC31 News tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Cloudy conditions today are a sign of things to come. Some heavy rain could be on tap for our weekend. Now, weekend weather is our big story, and we begin with meteorologist Kim Walker right off the top.
Well, we do have a few sprinkles out there in Rapides Parish, and we are going to see a little bit more heavy rain as we head into tomorrow. It's going to be foggy and rainy off and on during the day, and then mild conditions, though, throughout this weekend. I think most of the rain activity will end by Sunday morning. However, those clouds will stick around, and then cooler air will start to move in. So by Sunday night, temperatures will be dropping down to around 38 degrees. Temperatures will start to climb right back up as we make our way through next week. But there's another batch of rain coming our way, and we'll talk more about that in your 7-day forecast coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Kim. In celebration of Arbor Day, the Louisiana Forestry Association held a drive-through tree giveaway. The association had more than 1,000 tree seedlings for the giveaway and 4 species as well. January is the best time of year for tree planting here, which is why Arbor Day is celebrated this month. The drive-through tree giveaway is not only an Arbor Day celebration, but also an effort to continue replanting and helping the future of the state's economy, as trees are Louisiana's biggest crop. And Louisiana College honored the late Dr. George Hearn, a longtime professor at the college, with a tree planting ceremony this morning. Hearn retired from Louisiana College back in 2000 after 35 years as a professor and chair of the psychology department. His wife Gloria wanted 2 oak trees planted on campus in front of the Alexandria Hall to honor her late husband's legacy at the college.
He was a good husband and father, but he was a great psychologist and he was a great professor here. I think these trees represent beauty, strength. They're really the backbone of the landscape of this college.
In addition to his time at Louisiana College, he served on the Pineville City Council for 2 years. He did pass away about 7 years ago. His wife sees the planting of these 2 new trees as a service to the college that her husband was dedicated to for so many years. A training program called Seed to Success in 50 Days is presented by Fresh Central in connection to the CLETA. The first session of the program was last night. The program is a workshop series designed to prepare new entry farmers and ranchers in growing and selling local food. Leading the workshops are expert guest speakers from the National Young Farmers Coalition, Business Acceleration Systems, and Fresh Central's own Director of Local Food Initiatives, Bahia Nightingale. Incorporating Louisiana culture and art is something that McKinley High School in Baton Rouge is doing, specifically for Mardi Gras. WBRZ's Danielle Jackson has the story.
With each stroke and layers of paint,
a lot of them feel comfortable holding them in their hand.
Art students at McKinley High School are canvassing their work onto coconuts for the Zulu Parade. A big task ahead of them includes creating hundreds of handcrafted coconuts.
A lot of Zulus want the coconuts, every coconut to be unique within itself. You know? I'm trying to highlight the letters in gold.
Christopher Turner, the art teacher at McKinley High School, incorporated the Louisiana Mardi Gras culture into his art lesson plan last year and wanted to do it again after finding out a colleague was participating in the parade.
He's like, man, you walking in the parade? He said, well, who's doing your coconuts? I said, well, nobody. He said, look, I can do it as a unit with my kids. It'll help you out, and of course, at the same time, it gives them a part of being a part of history.
You know, the way they use color is amazing to me. I started off last year with maybe 400 coconuts. This year, we moved into right at 600, and we're also doing like coconut beads as well.
For high school seniors Eric Bates and Kamai Thomas, painting coconuts are more than just a project.
Especially coming from Louisiana and how big like the Zulu culture is, and it's going to always be around for years and years to come. So people like grandkids, great-grandkids, and it's going to be a piece of history.
What also makes this school project so special for McKinley High School art students is that the last phase of the project, each coconut is stamped with the school's logo, the letter M.
That you need something unique to do, and this was one of the perfect opportunities that the kids could have, that it was something unique, it was something that it can be a part of history, and at the same time as part of Louisiana culture.
And with Mardi Gras just a few weeks away, These students will continue painting with their hearts on each coconut.
This morning, the small town of LeCount celebrated its new gateway sign with a special ribbon cutting. The town was granted $14,000 by the city of Baton Rouge. It took 12 years for LeCount to get a gateway, and Mayor Robert B. Baxter couldn't be more pleased. He says they're going to see if they can get 2 more gateways within the city limits to welcome out-of-towners and residents.
ABC31 KLAX, the exclusive provider of ABC programming in Central Louisiana. We are the only station where you can watch new, first-run ABC programs like Dancing with the Stars, Designated Survivor,
Strike the enemy.
Grey's Anatomy.
Rays can deliver.
Damn right.
Hi, I'm Michael Bailey. Call me at the number on the screen. See how easy and affordable television advertising can be.
Well, welcome back, everyone. We did see a lot of clouds in our sky today as rain fell this evening, and we continue to see the rain moving in from the south. In addition to that, it did warm up. Temperatures were in the mid-60s, even in the upper 60s in some locations. In Alexandria, right now, it's 13 degrees warmer than it was 24 hours ago, 9 degrees warmer in Leesville, and around 6 in Natchez. Temperatures are continuing to drop, but still holding on to mild conditions. Currently, it's 62 in Alexandria and Leesville, around 62 as well. But this is our satellite and radar. We're showing just a little bit of sprinkles out there moving through Rapides County near Glenmora right there, and moving through Alexandria. Again, we only picked up a trace, but we are expecting a little bit more as we head into tomorrow. But I think most of the activity will start to end on your Sunday. So it's going to be a wet, dreary day. A few thunderstorms could also be popping up as well. And of course, with thunderstorms, we could see some heavy rain, but then drier air starts to move in as high pressure starts to build into the region by Sunday. So here's a look at your rainfall estimates. Here's Alexandria, so we could pick up anywhere between about 3/4 of an inch to 1.75 inches across the region. So there could be a lot of rain moving in with those thunderstorms, but I think the heaviest rain will be down to our south, where they could pick up nearly 4 inches of rain along the coastal region. So we are expecting a dreary day, a wet day tomorrow, but I think drier conditions by the end of the weekend. So here's a look at your headlines. Showers, thunderstorms possible, heavy rain possible as well with those thunderstorms, and then wet weather will be moving out by Sunday. And then we're going to see lots of sunshine returning by early next week, and it's going to be a tad cooler as well. Here's a look at your forecast. Temperatures tonight will be mild, 56 degrees for the low in Alexandria. Light winds coming in from the east-southeast. More thunderstorms possible with off and on rain during the day. Our high around 63 degrees despite the clouds and the rain. And then here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We're going to see a cooling trend, though, as we head into early next week. Plenty of sunshine returning for your Monday with a high around 60 degrees after starting off around 38. We drop down even further, 33. On Monday night into Tuesday. Temperatures will even be cooler on Tuesday, even though we'll see plenty of sunshine. 54 degrees for the afternoon high, and then from there we start to warm up again into the 60s from Wednesday into Thursday, but another batch of rain will be moving in next week, and another cold front will come through. So by Friday, our high will only be around 55. Scott?
All right, thank you, Kim. Now to those alarming new cases of the deadly flu. 2 seemingly healthy people passed away soon after the symptoms began. ABC's Victor Akendo is in Miami with the latest.
The latest victims from this year's fierce flu season, a 12-year-old boy from South Florida and a mother of 2 from Indiana, both dying within days of getting the flu, according to their families. 12-year-old Dylan Winnick had a fever on Monday. On Tuesday, he passed away. And 37-year-old Carly Ilgslavin spent the last week of her life caring for her 2 children and her husband who were sick last week. She died just 3 days after being diagnosed with the flu. Neither of them had their flu shots. Now an entire school district in Florida's Panhandle is shut down for the day. All students, faculty, and staff in the Gulf District being told to stay home. Crews will be cleaning and sanitizing all schools. Another major issue, shortages of crucial medicines like Tamiflu across the country. Pharmacies are simply running out. Walgreens tells ABC News the sudden surge in demand is to blame, but more inventory is on the way, and for so many people, that can't come soon enough. Victor Okendo, ABC News, Miami.
A new government study shows a large percent of Americans have never been tested for HIV. The study looked at HIV testing rates from 2011 through 2015 and found roughly 39% of women and 54% of men never had an HIV test outside of donating blood. The majority of untested people felt they had not been exposed to HIV, but 1 in 5 said they'd never been offered a test. Younger adults and people with no risky drug or sexual behaviors were least likely to have been tested. Is your teen getting enough sleep? Kenneth Moden brings us a new look at the numbers.
Whether they are night owls or early risers, if your adolescent and teenage kids are like most in the U.S., they are cutting corners on sleep somewhere. And this week, a new report out of the CDC finding that more than half of middle schoolers and nearly 3/4 of high schoolers are not getting enough sleep. And the consequences of this sleep debt, more than just crankiness. Lack of sleep can lead to higher risk of obesity, diabetes, even behavior and attention problems. So how much sleep should they be getting? The American Academy of Sleep Medicine recommending 9 to 12 hours for ages 6 to 12 and 8 to 10 hours for 13 to 18-year-olds. But it's not just the quantity you should focus on, quality important too. And that means practicing good sleep hygiene, like keeping a consistent sleep schedule and limiting electronic device use in the evening. Simple tips to keep your kids safe from the perils of a short night.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
Medical examiner.
Detective, homicide.
I can't write you a prescription.
These are my date clothes.
Ding.
Then I had to chase this guy all the way down to Fenway.
We should do this again sometime.
Rizzoli and Isles, a perfect match.
Weekends at 11 on KLAX TV.
To catch a killer, you gather the evidence.
There's blood on the screen.
And build a picture-perfect case.
One of you stabbed her 12 times.
Hold on, right there, FBI.
Bones Weekends.
Weekends on KLAX TV.